What's good, YouTube? Sensational Sinceres here, and I'm back with another Tom Clancy's The Division Vendor Reset video. We're here for November 1st, 2019's reset. So let's get right into this to see what we got good for this week. Okay, so for our first gear item, we're going to head over to Camp Hudson. And here the weapons vendor has an M249B with a gear score of 280. It has 22% damage to targets out of cover. And the talents this has is Vicious, Predatory, and Fierce. And then also here we got a Tyrant Suppressor with 7.50% crit hit chance, 4% crit hit damage, and 2% accuracy. For our next gear items, we're going to head over to the base of operations. In here, the Dark Zone gear vendor has a Police M4 with a gear score of 268. It has 20% damage to targets out of cover. And the talent it has is Brutal, Talented, and Unforgiving if you like to run this weapon. Also here we got a prototype performance mod with 4.50% ballistic shield damage resilience. And then also here we got a loud vent break with 18% crit hit damage, 5% optimal range, and 2% accuracy. For our next gear items, we're going to head over to the advanced weaponry vendor. We're still at the base operations. And here we have a military L86 LSW with a gear score of 266. It has 21% damage to targets out of cover. And the talents it has is Skilled, Vicious, and Ferocious. Also here we got an extended magazine with 118.50% magazine size, 4% crit hit damage, and 4% reload speed. And also here we got a reflex sight with 7.50% crit hit chance, 2.50% stability, and 5.50% headshot damage. For our next gear items, we're still at the base operations. Head over to the special equipment vendor here. And we have a Historian with a gear score of 274. It has 166% headshot damage. And the talents it has is Prepared, Trained, and you already know the third talent. Also here we got a Spec Ops mask with the talent Tenacious on there with a gear score of 274. It has 894 armor. It's roll for stamina 1221. And the attributes it has is skill power and damage to elites. Also here we got a Gunslinger's vest with the talent Reckless on there with a gear score 270. It has 1790 armor. It's roll for stamina 1168. And attributes it has is health, skill haste, and ammo capacity. Also here we got a prototype performance mod with 2% pulse crit hit chance. For our next gear items, we're going to head over to the Cavern. And here the gear vendor has a prototype electronics mod with 210% electronics and 4% damage to elites. And also here we got a prototype performance mod with 7% Seeker Mine explosion radius. For our next gear items, we're going to head over to Camp Clinton. And here the special equipment vendor has an M700 Carbon with a gear score of 257. It has 145% headshot damage. And the talents it has is Prepared, Brutal, and Elevated. Also here we got an Operator mask with the talent Enduring on there with a gear score of 276. It has 982 armor. It's roll for electronics 1162, and the attributes it has is health on kill and burn resistance. Also here we got an Operator vest with the talent Reckless on there with a gear score of 279. It has 1925 armor. It's roll for firearms 267, and the attributes it has is all resistance, health on kill, and ammo capacity. Also here we got an Operator pack with the talent Relentless on there with a gear score of 269. It has 1296 armor. It's roll for stamina 1122, and the attributes it has is skill power and ammo capacity. Also here we have a prototype performance mod with 5% support station healing speed. Also here we got an extended magazine with 118% magazine size, 4.50% reload speed, and 3% crit hit chance. Also here we have a reflex sight with 7% crit hit chance, 4% crit hit damage, and 2.50% stability. For our next gear items, we're going to head over to Dante's Run. And here the gear vendor has a prototype stamina mod with 254% stamina and 2.50% exotic damage resilience. For our next gear items, we're going to head over to the Ward. And here the gear vendor has a Spec Ops armor with the talent Reckless on there. It has a gear score of 271. The armor is 1888. It's roll for firearms 1167. And the attributes it has is enemy armor damage, health on kill, and ammo capacity. For our next gear items, we're going to head over to the Southpaw. And here the gear vendor has a Spec Ops pack with the talent Inventive on there. It has a gear score of 268. The armor is 1159. Its roll for firearms 1211, and the attributes it has is crit damage and bleed resistance. For our next gear items, you want to head over to the firewall. And here the gear vendor has a tactical vest with the talent rapid on there. It has a gear score 265. It has 1780 armor, and its roll for firearms 1165. And the attributes it has is enemy armor damage, health, and ammo capacity. For our next gear items, we're going to head over to West 31st Street checkpoint. And here the Dark Zone vendor has a SOCOM MK20 SSR with a gear score of 276. It has 168% headshot damage, and the talents it has is intense, competent, and deadly. And also here we got some Spec Ops gloves with the talent Savage on there. These have a gear score of 263. The armor is 871. Its roll for firearms 1174. And the attributes this has is LMG damage, enemy armor damage, and health on kill. Also here we got a small red grip with 19% crit hit damage, 5% reload speed, and 2% accuracy. For our next gear item, we're going to head over to West 42nd Street checkpoint. And here the Dark Zone vendor has an MP5 ST with a gear score 277. It has 19.50% crit hit chance, and the talents it has is responsive, destructive, and accurate for them PvE missions. And also here we got a Spec Ops mask with the talent Tenacious on there. This has a gear score of 264. The armor is 878, and its roll for stamina 1127. And the attributes this has is enemy armor damage and disoriented resistance. For our next gear item, we're going to head over to West 46th Street checkpoint. And here the Dark Zone vendor has a double barrel shotgun with a gear score of 277. It has 340.50% stagger. And the talents it has is Unforgiven, Responsive, and Meticulous. And then also here we got some Gunslinger gloves with the talent Savage on there with a gear score 271. It has 937 armor. Its roll for firearms 1201. And the attributes this has is health on kill, crit hit chance, and SMG damage. For our next gear items, you want to head over to West 53rd Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a Navy MP5N with a gear score 272. It has 19% crit hit chance, and the talents it has is competent, unforgiven, and skilled. For our next gear item, we're going to head over to East 61st Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone weapon mod vendor has an extended magazine with 118% magazine size, 2.50% crit hit chance, and 4.90% rate of fire. For our next gear item, we're going to head over to East 58th Street checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone gear vendor has a Spec Ops mask with the talent Tenacious on there. This one has a gear score of 268. The armor is 931. Its roll for electronics 1156. And attributes it has is enemy armor damage and increased kill XP. And then I'll mention this because I'm here. We got another Spec Ops pack with the talent Relentless on there. This one has a gear score of 275. It has 1244 armor. Its roll for stamina 1231. And the attributes it has is skill power and burn resistance. For our next gear items, you want to head over to East 53rd Street checkpoint. And here the Dark Zone vendor has a prototype electronics mod with 267 electronics and 2.50% exotic damage resilience. For our next gear items, we're going to head over to East 46th Street checkpoint. And here the Dark Zone vendor has a prototype firearms mod with 256 firearms and 3,166 health. For our next gear item, we're going to head over to East 42nd Street checkpoint. And here the Dark Zone vendor has a custom L86A2 with a gear score 279. It has 21% damage to targets out of cover. And the talents it has is Vicious, Prepared, and Self-Preserve. For our next gear items, we're going to head over to East 31st Street checkpoint. And here the Dark Zone vendor has a classic M1A with a gear score of 277. It has 168% headshot damage. And the talents it has is Meticulous, Brutal, and Fierce. And also here we got a tactical mask with the talent Refreshed on there. It has a gear score of 271. The armor is 854. Its roll for electronics 1231. And the attributes it has is health on kill and disorientant resistance. And also here we got an extended magazine with 119.50% magazine size, 4% crit hit damage, and 5.30% rate of fire. For our next gear item, we're going to head over to 5th Ave checkpoint. In here, the Dark Zone vendor has a prototype electronics mod with 254 electronics and 3% skill haste. For our next gear item, we're going to head over to DZ2 Safe Room. And here the Dark Zone gear vendor has a tactical mask with the talent Tenacious on there. It has a gear score of 278. The armor is 969. This roll for electronics 1210. And the attributes it has is crit chance and burn resistance. And also here we got a spec ops armor with the talent vigorous on there. With a gear score of 273. The armor is 1847. This roll for stamina 1193. And the attributes this has is enemy armor damage, health, and ammo capacity. And then also here we got a tactical pack with the talent inventive on there, with a gear score of 269. The armor is 1313. This roll for firearms 1126. And the attributes this has is crit damage and ammo capacity. For our next gear item, we're going to head over to DZ3 safe room. Here the Dark Zone weapons vendor has a tactical AUG A3P with a gear score of 272. It has 19.50% crit hit chance, and the talent set has a skilled, responsive, and fierce. And also here we got a infantry MG5 with a gear score of 266. It has 21% damage to targets out of cover, and the talent set has a sustained, destructive, and prepared. For our next gear item, we're going to head over to DZ4 safe room. And here the Dark Zone gear mod vendor has a prototype firearms mod with 258 firearms and 3% skill haste. For our next gear item, we're going to head over to DZ5 safe room. And here the Dark Zone weapon mod vendor has a heavy magazine spring with 2.50% crit hit chance, 4.50% reload speed, and 9.90% rate of fire. And then also here we got a tyrant suppressor with 7.50% crit hit chance, 2% accuracy, and 4.50% optimal range. For our next gear item, is going to head over to DZ8 safe room. And here the Dark Zone gear vendor has an operator vest with the talent reckless on there. It has a gear score of 272. The armor is 1996. This roll for firearms 1143. And the attributes it has is skill haste, exotic damage resilience, and increased kill XP. Also here we got a spec ops pack with the talent inventive on there with a gear score of 270. The armor is 1158. This roll for stamina 1156. And the attributes it has is skill power and ammo capacity. And then also I'll just mention it because I'm here. We have a spec ops gloves with the talent savaged on there with a gear score of 263. The armor is 853. This roll for electronics 1151. And the attributes it has is health on kill, shotgun damage, and pistol damage. Alright everybody, that's it for our Tom Clancy's The Division Vendor Reset video for November 1st, 2019's reset. Hope everybody who tuned into it found something that they needed. Thank you to everybody who tuned into it. I appreciate that support. Thank you to everybody who dropped a like, who hit that sub button. Thank you. I really appreciate that support. And I will holler at y'all with the next one, everybody. Take care. Peace.